It's Week 15 of the NFL. We'll see Baker Mayfield. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Buccaneers and the Falcons, next on Madden Football.
First opened in 2017. Here's a look inside the one-of-a-kind setting for football. That is Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, the home of the Falcons. The final 4 weeks of the NFL regular season is upon us. Welcome to the home stretch. Welcome to the booth. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson. Partner, it's Week 15. It just feels like a horse race. We're at the top of the stretch. Now it's the sprint for home.
And up until this point, Mike, every team's goal is, can we be in the conversation for the playoffs in this final 4-week stretch? Where here we are. And if you've done that, well, man, there is nothing more exciting than playing NFL football at the end of the regular season when you're in playoff contention. But for those who aren't, this is where you have an opportunity as a player to extend your career, get invited back to training camp next season. A lot of teams' years are made at the end of the year, and a lot of individual players' careers are made down the stretch here in these final couple weeks.
So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. And they're led by the #1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Well, I don't think that stat line last week had him up for any sort of awards. If I had to guess, he'd much rather have a modest game and a win as opposed to throwing for a bunch of touchdowns in a loss. The biggest thing that he did, Mike, he took care of the ball. So as long as he continues to do that, they're going to have a chance to keep on winning.
They run with the Oregon man. It's Bucky Irving. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
When we met with these coaches during the week, Mike, they told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early. And we see it here. Nice first play pickup, fresh set of downs.
1st and 10. They'll go again here with Irving. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. From the gun, it's Mayfield. That's caught left side by Otten. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Baker going to give it to Irving. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's 2nd and 6. Here's Mayfield working from the pistol. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Jalen McMillan, but what he was looking for there. 3rd down coming up. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He was trying to fit that one into Mike Evans. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This a 46-yard attempt. McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Buccaneers are out to an early 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Falcons set to take over here on offense. And they are led by their veteran, it's Kirk Cousins.
If his preparation for this game is any indication of how he's going to perform today, Mike, they're going to be hard to beat. He played really well last week, but when we talked to his coaches, they told us, they're like, he has lived here all week. He has taken his level of play even up another notch. And if he can continue to operate this system, continue to get all of his weapons involved, this leadership, this ability to lead by example, it's going to rub off on the rest of this offense. I think they're going to have a good chance of changing from last week's loss to coming away today with a victory. You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
You get a look there at his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And a fair catch is taken and is just inside the 20-yard line. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs ready to get back to work. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams trying to defend in the red zone. Look at this graphic. 2nd in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a QB. On the ground, it's Irving. And he'll work ahead for about 5 to the 25. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Here's Mayfield. That's to the right side and incomplete. Chris Godwin, the receiver he was looking for. And it's going to be 3rd down.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this is one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
He's going to have the 1st down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he'll bring this to about the 34-yard line. Big Grady Jarrett shuts it down. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Mayfield. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the first down, get down. The drive continues.
This is exactly how it's supposed to look on third down. His eyes are downfield, nothing materializes. He quickly decides he can do it himself, picks up the first down, and then to protect himself with the slide, well done.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now the Bucs will take their first time out. On the ground, they'll go with Rashad White, the back out of Arizona State. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
A throw right side, going to be taken in by McMillan. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
And another great throw right there, Mike. And when you take a look at the numbers, they certainly don't lie. He has just been flat out terrific in this first half. His ability to spread the ball around, take what the defense has given him. They've certainly had a lot of success here early on.
Baker going to hand it to White. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. Give. This is Irving. And he's close to the first down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up third down. Can they keep this drive rolling? Here is third and inches. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from the April draft. And the Buccaneers are going to be set up with a first and goal. They get the conversion on 3rd and inches.
You know, Mike, in some ways, I liken fullbacks to kind of the modern-day tight end. They're the ones that are willing to do a little of the dirty work on most plays. So every once in a while, it is so good to see them rewarded and have a chance to be the guy who delivers and converts on third down.
Here's a run. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. From the 1, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with White. Trying to find a crease in there. It's a big pile of bodies, but he is going to come up short.
They keep it on the ground twice, Mike, and they have no success. So now if you're the play caller, that starts creeping into your head. Do you have confidence in a third attempt, or now do you try to change it up and go play action and put the ball in the air?
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. And he'll take it on in. Rashad White. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Touchdown number 9 for the year.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. He's got it. And the Buccaneers are out to a 10-0 lead. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So after 1, the Bucs have the early lead. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. Here's a 2nd and 6. And here's Bijan. And he's going to take this past the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. To the right, that's Pitts. That is catch number 60 for the season.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Cousins. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
Cousins out of the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
Trying for the old school coffin corner. That's pretty close out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 5-yard line. Well done. The Buccaneers offense and veteran receiver Mike Evans getting set for this drive. And he's right there in contention for the most receiving yards by a wideout this year. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run by White. And a nice game, getting this to about the 23-yard line.
Well, that run came at the perfect time, Mike. Anytime you find yourself backed up near your own goal line, the goal is to just start with one first down. They were able to get it here. Now you give a little breathing room, a little room to operate. Fresh set of downs, keep this drive alive.
On first down, here's Irving. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And his great first half on the ground continues, and this is one of those guys that when he gets in the groove, it seems like it's an 8-yard run, a 10-yard run, and all of a sudden a 15-yard chunk play, one after another.
So, a couple of first downs will give them 1st and 10. They're at the 41. Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. Down the field, it's Evans. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Here comes Otten in motion.
Hey, alert 33.
They'll run it. It's Irving. He's got space inside the 25. And he's going to be taken down.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
On 1st and 10, here's Baker. Throw left side, pulled in by Evans. That is a gain of 15, and now it's 1st and goal.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
He'll run with White. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6. Here now, 2nd down and goal. Throwing is Baker. And he's in. Cade Otten. Touchdown, Tampa. On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. He's got it. And the Bucs move further out in front. It is now 17-0.
Chase McLaughlin, the kickoff for the Buccaneers.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Ray McLeod on the return. Now an opening past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with 1st down. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Another run here for Robinson. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. To throw is Cousins. He's going to take a shot here for Mooney. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up fourth down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he is on to punt for Atlanta. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Bucs offense and their running back Bucky Irving ready to hit the field again. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive.
Regular.
Here's Irving. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. On second down, Baker. This is intercepted. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see. And it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum building.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and here's White. Second down throw from Mayfield. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I back to Atlanta in a moment. On the handoff, it's Irving. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
What we're seeing here in this first half, Mike, is an example of the offensive line, the running back, and the play caller all on the same page. The execution and the ability to continue to pick up chunk plays on the ground has been a great start for this offense.
Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. And he's got Palmer. It's complete. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing.
That's a great example of just the range that this linebacker has to be able to not only react quick enough to realize that running back was a threat to the flat, but to be able to have the speed to get there and bring him down for no gain.
The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with the lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
From the gun on third down, it's Mayfield. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
And that just can't happen. Third and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play
to the goal line and in. Jalen McMillan, touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Just a really nice job, Mike, especially just staying poised. Pressure situation, you know how important it is to steal some points before the half, but everybody's in control. Everybody understood the situation and the clock, and they're able to finish that half in style with that late touchdown.
McLaughlin now for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Buccaneers up their lead. It's now 24-7. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half, and the kickoff's coming their way. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. So we've reached halftime here, and the visiting Buccaneers have the advantage. As we'll get you down to Orlando now, that's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And it's the Chiefs who are out in front as they move towards halftime. Patrick Mahomes has thrown a touchdown pass. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Here's Bijan Robinson and the Falcon offense set for their next drive. And they love to find different ways to get him the football. Look there. He comes into this week second in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Throwing now, Cousins. Short throw taken by Pitts.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
2nd down, Cousins. He finds Darnell Mooney for the catch. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. And nothing cooking on that one. He'll be met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Trying to catch the defense off guard with this designed quarterback run. Doesn't go down for a sack, but either way, defense was ready for it, able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Throwing is Cousins. Open man is Mooney. He's got it. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a 1st down. Now, Cousins. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
On 2nd down, it's a run with Robinson. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Cousins. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. This will begin at their own 13-yard line, so work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Here comes Otten in motion. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. And the reception for Chris Godwin. And he's going to have this one up near the 28.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is. This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Couple of first downs already on this drive, and they'll go first down from the 43. They send a receiver in motion left. That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be second down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Throwing on second down, Mayfield. Godwin working the right side.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
On third down, it's Irving. And that'll move the sticks. That's a first down. Down to the 45-yard line.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this third and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
They'll go again here with Irving. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. The last run going to put him up over 100 yards for this one. A good spot here, second and a yard. Now Mayfield. There's Evans, he's got it. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it first and 10. Baker gonna give it to Irving. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. A pass pulled in by Irving. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
Throwing is Mayfield. That is hauled in at the 5. That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up first and goal.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
A run on first and goal. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of action. Here's another shot from the 6. It's 2nd and goal. They send Godwin in motion. That one taken in. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. He gets it to go, and the Bucs will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. Still plenty to play for as the temperatures dip and we hit the final month, the money month of the season. He's got his man. It's Mooney. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
It's a pickup of 13 yards. It's good for a Falcon 1st down. Here's Cousins. Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back.
Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now the Bucs will take their first timeout. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. He'll throw it left and has his running back. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down. On the handoff, it's Robinson. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. The offense staying out there for this 4th down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That's taken in, and he's going to have a Falcons first down. That'll be a gain of 15 on 4th down.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
On the handoff, here's Robinson running right. He's able to get away for one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Cousins to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. That is caught side of the end zone. Kyle Pitts, touchdown Falcons. Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the 4th quarter.
That's going to wind up incomplete. They try for 2, and it does not pan out. With down 3 scores, and it's late, they're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here trying to get an onside kick.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the 4th quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
The Bucs offense and Baker Mayfield ready for their next possession. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes on point with his receivers right throughout, and continuing to master running and executing this offense. 1st and 10. Throwing is Baker. That's caught left side by Otten. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And you think back to the first half, Mike, just how well he threw the ball, and you thought maybe this defense would come up with some answers in the second half to slow him down, but so far that has proven to not be the case.
A give. This is Irving. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Right back to Irving. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Baker going to hand it to White. And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with White. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
And he's going to have the 1st down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that 1st down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal. They send Evans in motion. Here's a run. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
This one caught at the 4. And he got half of what he needed from the 6 to the 3. 3rd and goal.
Hey, alert 33.
They'll try to run this one in. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
The kickoff for the Buccaneers.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This one taken at the 7. The Falcons offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Cousins gonna throw. He'll get this to McLeod. Nice gain here. He's gonna be marked down at the 35-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now Cousins. Short throw taken by Pitts. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Cousins now. In trouble, and down he goes. And we'll get whistles and a timeout, so they will stop the clock Closing seconds, game decided, but timeout anyway. Here's a 3rd and 10. Throwing now, Cousins. That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just one more play.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
So, a win here for the visiting Bucs. Their perfect season continues here into the month of December. They continue to be the #1 team in all of football. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.